Hi, I'm here. How are you all? I'm chilling. I just got back, literally just, I think maybe 15 minutes ago, got back from a little road trip that I took with my parents because I'm very cool. This is gonna be discombobulated. We're just gonna cope with that together as a team. I'm doing makeup. That should be obvious by, the place that I'm sitting because I only ever do makeup in this chair. It's been, I think, about a year since I did one of these makeup-y videos. 10 months maybe. I had short hair. My face is red right now in an extreme way. I have this thing called mast cell disease and it's really shit and it makes my face very red at random times. Look, why are you so red? I haven't been posting lately. I have a few explanations for that. By the way, this is e.l.f. Power Grip Power Grip Primer. It's basically glue. That's why I like it. By the way, the base coating for this is salicylic acid and sunscreen. I haven't been posting primarily because I cannot record any new music right now. Something happened with my recording software. I don't know what it is. It gives me a system overload error message, which is absolutely hilarious because it makes me feel like I'm in like Star Trek or something. This is the same concealer that I've been using for the past 6 years. I think people on like TikTok are using it and being like, this is the best. It's not. Anyway, recording equipment is not working. I cannot record any new stuff. However, I can edit old stuff, which is what I've been doing lately because I'm making an album. Another one, it's my third, but it's different. Not really. It's mostly the same. It's mostly songs you've already heard, but I'm doing some like funky editing stuff and I wanted to share with you a real actual sound from the song I am currently producing. Because I can't record anything new. Oof. Damn. She's very red. Hopefully that goes down. It's a lot clearer on the camera than it is in the mirror and I keep looking up. It looks like I have like a ginger beard. Another reason why I haven't been posting is because I've been incredibly busy. 1, with the album. 2, with the internship that I now have, which is fun. I've been enjoying that. It's a good time. And 3, with college applications. College applications are the fucking worst. If you've just done it or you're about to start doing it soon, I'm on your team, babe. It's really bad. Luckily, I had a really, really, really good counselor and she like made me apply to a bunch of schools that I was like, I'm not gonna get in there. And then I did. I committed to a school about a week ago now. It's very exciting. I'm not gonna say where because I don't want to get murdered when I live there, but it is my top school and it's a really, really good one and I'm very proud of myself. I think they probably let me in because other people turn down their offers. I'll take it. I will. I'll take it. I'm gonna try turning down the air in here. 1 second. Oh yeah, it's 83 degrees. We're gonna do a little bit of blush next. It's very exciting. I still use this blush palette. It's disgusting. I'm very excited for college. I'm also scared as all hell. But I'm going in as a sophomore, which should make things easier, maybe. There's probably a lot less hand-holding when you're a transfer, but I also like kind of have a general understanding of the structure of college and how different it is from high school. When you get into past high school, people tend to use their free will and autonomy to not be a dickhead to everyone else, which is a nice little change of pace. You can't even see that because my face is so fucking red. I also am currently going through the process of applying for accommodations and college applications, and getting any kind of like accommodations or services for a disability are probably the 2 most convoluted processes ever. People like me, we get to go through them simultaneously. There's a lot of hoops and a lot of jumping, obviously, because what else would you do through hoops? Ooh, she red as fuck. I've been wanting to make a video about disability for a while. My history is really complex. I'm both late and misdiagnosed repeatedly. It's very strange and hard to understand, even for me, who is living it currently. But I think that other people might relate to it, which makes me feel like it might be a good idea to share a little. I don't know. I don't ever use eyeliner for this reason. Look, watch this. Fucking flawless. Yeah, I don't like my eye makeup to be clean. Kind of messy everywhere. See? That's kind of fun. Fucking A. Got a rash, baby. This is the mast cell. Right here, coming out. Full throttle. See how bad that looks? This is a disaster. Cool off, motherfucker. Disability is a complicated thing. I'm pretty involved in disability activism, but I think that most disabled people that I've met at least aren't. You think about I don't know where that went. That shit's just gone. Anyway, I think that when we think about disability activism, when we think about visible disabilities, and we think about like physical accessibility, like in buildings, which is fair and also very important. That is a very, very small portion of the entire picture. Disability is such a huge minority, it's such a huge percentage of the population, and it comes in all shapes and sizes and all different forms and every part of the person, and can be and look like anything within individual diagnoses, but also within individual people. So it's hard to like form a united front, you know, because none of us share anything. Brushing out my brows. I had to get my eyebrow piercing removed because it rejected. Piercings reject on me a lot. These rejected twice. I had to re-pierce them myself. It hurt like a motherfucker. This is disability related. Anyway, I will stop my rant about like uniting a disability community, which is a borderline impossible task, but it's one I'm trying to do in smaller communities. This is a Revlon palette I've been using since I was 12. If you want a really good resource to learn more about disability history and like the community behind it, there is a documentary. Whoa, that's dark. There's a documentary on Netflix called Crib Camp, and it's very good. It's a documentary, but it's very cinematic. It's just this really, really fucking sick story, and it talks about Judy Heumann, who is like my personal savior. I love her very much. She's really incredible. She's a huge civil rights activist and a huge figure in this movement that nobody is talking about. Not just her, but the movement in general. There is a long history there that people are lacking. And I think that a lot of times, from what I've experienced, namely in this community, the thing that drives a lot of revolution and redesign of the image of a minority or a marginalized population is anger. Thinking about the most recent movements that applied to me or a group that I'm a part of, the Me Too movement was completely driven by anger. A huge driving force was a lot of people who had been victims of sexual assault coming forward and being like, I'm fucking sick of this. What the hell? And the issue with disability activism is that disabled people a lot of the times don't have that anger. And that's for a lot of reasons that I could get into. And I will get into them. A huge one is what I was talking about before with the fact that we are not a united front of a community. You know, a lot of people who have disabilities have invisible disabilities, and some people don't even know that they're disabled, and some people have never met another disabled person in their life, or they have and they don't know it because it's not something that we openly talk about. It's something that is very, very shameful for a lot of people. And that is another reason. We are taught at a very young age when we are disabled that we are sick and bad and there is something wrong with us. And we are taught that in a myriad of ways. For me, I was taught that because a lot of my disability was surrounded by like medical bullshit. And a lot of it was part of who I was in a very poignant way. I learned that I was something to be cured and fixed, and that I was broken, basically. And not in like the Tumblr, I'm okay, I'm broken way. And like your nervous system just doesn't fucking work. You know, that kind of way. But there's a difference in that sense between sickness and disability. And there are medical disabilities, absolutely. But I think calling them like these plaguey sicknesses, it's not exactly accurate, because this was and is part of who I am. This is because of nervous system issues and cell issues and blood issues. Ooh, very vampiric. And it is something in this case that I would like to fix, quote unquote, or ease, because it causes me, this hurts right now, it's painful. It causes me distress and it causes me discomfort and it makes my day-to-day life more difficult. But it doesn't mean that the thing that causes it is wrong. It just means that there's one function that it's supposed to be doing that it isn't really doing. If you pop a tire, you don't just fucking smash the car. But that was what I was taught. This thing as a whole is bad. And that is what disabled people are taught repeatedly throughout our lives. I'm also autistic. I think I've talked about that. I also think it's very obvious. Most of my traits are internal. so they don't really come out in the way that I present myself, and I'm very, 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 very good at masking. But I don't fucking want to anymore. So I don't. That was kind of my philosophy about it after I was diagnosed. I was diagnosed very late. I was diagnosed when I was 17. But my philosophy about it is like, fuck it. I've been killing myself to make other people like me and feel more comfortable around me since I was a little kid. I don't want to fucking do that anymore. I don't want to not make a video because my face is all flushed with histamines and be ashamed of the way that my body shows these things that are going on inside of it, because it's exhausting and it makes me sad. That is, I think, the first step to creating an avid community of disability activists, is that philosophy of, I'm sick of this shit, and I'm sick of feeling bad about myself, and I'm sick of feeling bad about the things that are just part of who I am, that are not curable and not fixable and not inherently bad, but that don't fit into the structure that surrounds me. A lot of the times, like with autism, and I'm using that as an example because it's what I'm familiar with, the structure of the world around us is designed deliberately to fuck us over. Like, college applications have been so fucking rough, I think in large part because I'm autistic, because the act of collaborating with other people that I don't know and asking them for favors and getting help, it's very difficult, and being able to juggle all these different things and multitask is very difficult, and doing interviews is very difficult, and you know, the only part that I really had a super easy time with was the writing aspect. And luckily that's most of it. But there are also disabled people who can't write. So what the fuck are you gonna do then? It's just seen as a weakness a lot of times. And I know that like college application is a very minor example of ways that disability impacts life, but it's just the one that pops into my head. And it's one I think that is very common. Oh, this palette fucking, it's so good. It's so pigmented. I used the shit out of this color. It's the Katya palette from Trixie Cosmetics. Anyway, I want to devote a large portion of my life to disability activism, definitely through writing. It's what I'm good at. I think, though, an important aspect of, like, telling the stories of disabled people is to do it through narratives and interviews and not just observation, because a large part of disability activism is the acknowledgement that we are not objects and not infants, and that we deserve to be heard, and that for a long time we've been seen as patients and things to observe. I think that all political journalism surrounding minorities should not be the thing and then the people watching and writing about it. It should be a collaboration between the subject and the writer, which is what I want to do. What color are you? Oh, you're pretty. Hello. This video just ended up being a disability activist rant. It wasn't the plan, but I'm cool with it. My hair is really long. You ready for this? I don't know when that happened, but it did. Okay, this is just a stupid little video. Update you on how I'm doing and why I'm not posting, and to show you this red beauty. My completely full camera card cut me off. I will not post more probably within the near future because I can't. But album soon, and then hopefully we get the recording software fixed. Oh, by the way, if anybody knows how to fix a system overload message on GarageBand, that's the recording software I use. It's not anything fancy. I think I made it sound more fancy than it is. Let me know, please, because I'm having a hard fucking time.